Alright, kings, gentlemen, everyone else, welcome to yet another exciting episode of... you figure something out, I'm really not up to it today. Anyways, as you may have noticed, as you may have heard, America has recently banned TikTok. This is a good thing. I support banning TikTok. I think TikTok should be prohibited in every Western country, and I believe we should, commence on orbital bombardment on TikTok headquarters, or the entire nation of China. Pick whichever you think is more feasible. But anyways, what's very interesting to see is that Donald Trump has tweeted "Save TikTok" on his what's his name, the social media site, Truth Social, where it's such a stupid name, Truth Social. Yeah, it's like man literally calls his medium Pravda. That's so subtle. Anyways, and this is weird if you've not been paying attention, right? Because Trump is supposed to be this China hawk. He's supposed to be against China. He's going to tariff China. He's going to destroy China. But in reality, Trump has been the pro-China candidate, China Don, if you will, for some time now. And let's get into why this is so. So, as a lot of people know, the actual president is not Donald Trump. It's going to be Elon Musk. And Elon Musk has a great affinity for China. And he has 3 reasons for affinity with China. And he shares these reasons with the other oligarchs which are coming into the administration. So you got David Sachs, Mark Anderson, Peter Thiel, all of these corrupt, horrible human beings who are going to be running the Musk administration. Vivek Ramaswamy too. All these people are pro-China. 3 reasons being, first of all, economic. Economically speaking, a lot of these people and their companies are dependent on China. They're dependent on Chinese resources, and they're dependent on access to cheap Chinese labor. For this reason, they have cultivated intimate relations with the Chinese government, with the Chinese Communist Party, and as such, in fact, the reason why Trump turned into the biggest China hog, I'm going to destroy China, into a China simp, is because these people bought into the Trump campaign. That's how it got transformed. And so now China has direct control of the United States presidency, or will, once Donald Trump is sworn in, barring some unprecedented heroics and spine on part of the Biden administration. Second reason, which is even more important, because money, who the fuck cares about money? But ideology. These people are ideologically aligned with China. This is because they are neo-reactionaries, and neo-reaction is an authoritarian, corporatist, oligarchical form of government, which there was recently a very softball interview with the founder of neo-reaction in the New York Times, Mr. Curtis Yarvin, and you can go read that. And basically what Yarvin is advocating for is government similar to China's, which is to say there is a mafia group at the top, the Chinese Communist Party, or in this case the PayPal mafia, right, in America, and they own the country, they run it for profit, and their mutant children are, posting their ill-gotten gains on the Xinhua, on the Little Red Book social media. It's a horrible system of government. It's what ruined Russia, it's what ruined China, and it's going to turn America into an unlivable shithole. And they have this sort of ideological alignment. In fact, as someone who has spent the better part of the last decade reading the neo-reactionary blogs, I can tell you that these people are absolutely fascinated with the Chinese system. They love it. They wish they could be China when they grow up. And it's one of the things that turned me off to neo-reaction, because I've always had this sort of instinctive disgust with the Chinese system, with the Chinese Communist Party, and they hate that. Now, the third reason is, it's a little bit more esoteric, but I believe it's the actual deep ideological driver. Beyond the ideology, beyond the material interest, there is the emotional driver, and that is hatred. Why are these people going to caucus with China? Because they have a common hatred that they share with the Chinese. As I have said in a different video, the reason the Chinese Communist Party in particular, are such so hostile to America and to Europe is fundamentally anti-white hatred. Now, it's got some roots in the Opium Wars and in what they call the Century of Humiliation, but it is at the base of it racial hatred of the Chinese against white people. And the Chinese actually have a racial hatred towards a lot of people, not just white people, but this is what we're interested in right now. And believe it or not, the neo-reactionary ideology shares this racial hatred of white people for one very simple reason. The chief enemy of neo-reaction, in their own words, is liberalism. They hate liberalism. They hate this notion that the average human being, the normal human being, has rights. The normal human being has recourse or a voice in government. There's actually an entire very autistic thing about whether you have the power of voice or exit. Well, they would deny you both if they could. They really want to reduce us to a state of serfdom. That's right there in Mencius Moldbug's work. They're not exactly shy about this. And whether we like it or not, we have to be realistic that liberalism as an ideology was developed by a specific people in a specific place, and these specific people were white, and this specific place was Europe. There's reasons for that. We cannot go into them in a short video. If you want to go that's a little bit of a deeper rabbit hole. We're going to do that some other time. But for this reason, the neo-reactionary ideology, and for others, hates white people. They hate white people, and I don't know, maybe we deserve to be hated for some of the things we did. I'm not going to get into that, but it is a fact. We have to understand that this is a hatred they share with China. The Chinese also hate white people for their own reasons. You know, the Chinese have their own reasons. So do the Russians, so do the Arabs, so do a lot of these people from outside of Europe and North America. And this shared hatred, well, it's been known to forge some very, very, very strange bedfellows. Shared hatred of a single group of people. So those would be the three reasons why the Musk administration is going to be the most pro-China administration ever. The most pro-China because it's in their material interest, because they have an ideological comity with China, and because they share a hatred of white people with China. And we're likely going to see the most pro-China administration out there, whereas China was sort of kept on I wouldn't call it a short, but a medium-length leash up until now. I mean, they were allowed to grow their industry, but they weren't allowed to develop key sectors that would give them genuine industrial independence from the West. Well, now Musk and company might just sell this shit to the Chinese or give it away for free because, well, they believe in China in ways in which they don't believe in America or indeed any other European descended country. Anyways, that's it for now. It's going to be a crazy time. It's going to be a crazy, I don't want to say 4 years because these people don't believe in the orderly change of government. But take care of yourselves, people.